Hello guys, welcome to the World Al Nassr. I'm Kabzen Mohapi. Al Nassr news, transfer news. Before then we continue, guys, please subscribe to this channel. There's a rumor about Laporte that Atletico Bilbao is no longer interested because of his injuries. But that rumor, I look at it everywhere, wanting to find out if how legit is that story, and then I only find gold.com is the only source, so we'll follow that rumor. But I still believe, guys, even if Laporte, Atletico Bilbao, even if they might pull out of that on Laporte, but I still believe Laporte is leaving. The coach said Laporte will leave, therefore he's going to leave. Because like the coach said, Laporte and Otavio, they're going to leave. With Laporte, will sign, he will leave, he will move, and then we'll sign a centre back, and with Otavio we're going to sign a replacement. So with Laporte, I still think he's going to leave. So it's clear. I think with Laporte, for Al Nassr, these injuries affected him so much. Gameplay and everything. Even Stefano Pialo for last season. He put Laporte in out of his squad. For almost how many 3 months, or 2 months. The remaining 3 or 2 months, Laporte was not his first starter. He prefers another player, not Laporte, and then that's where then I realized that it's gonna be a problem. This link started there and there, that Laporte will end up leaving Al Nassr. However, even if they said Atletico Bilbao, but I think he will end up going to either in Europe or even in the Saudi League, because he's a very good player, Laporte. These injuries, if you manage them well, because on our last season of 2023-2024, Laporte played most of our matches. He was part of our big matches. But last season, that's where he started to have the problems, but he played in 2024 Euro Nations Cup up to the final. Laporte was part of that team which won Spain, which won the Euro Nations Cup in 2024. But if he will leave to Europe, yes, I think there's many teams who can still sign Laporte. But even in the Saudi, Al Shabab, I think if they want to build their squad, Al Shabab, it was not last season. It improves. They improve last season compared to the previous one of 2023-2024. But even Al Ettifaq, if they need a centre back, in the player like Laporte is a very good player. Leadership in their dressing room, Laporte can be that player. Even Al Qadisiyah, but Al Qadisiyah, they have their own defender, the manager that who's playing as a player from Real Madrid. I forgot him. But of course, and then another rumor, it seems it's everywhere now with Mason Greenwood, that is going to stay in Marseille. He decided to stay. I don't know if it's a decision. I said on Monday that Mason Greenwood is on 6-year contract with Marseille. So it's not just a decision, it's a decision of Mason Greenwood as a player and a team. So if this rumor says he decided, I think another thing is that even Inter Milan was looking at him, but then I believe if Al Nassr really wants him, if they can push, they can get him, because Mason Greenwood maybe is that thing of wanting to settle, because he went to Getafe. After Getafe, then straight to Marseille. But I think if Al Nassr, but the 31 million pounds, I don't think is his current market. I don't think it's his current transfer. I think he can move from there to 40, between 40 and 45, including add-ons. Between 40 and 45, including add-ons. So if Al Nassr really wants this player, what they have to do is just to push, because he's 23 years old. And even if you get him with 31 or 40 or 45, for me it's still a good deal. It will be a good deal for Al Nassr, for Mason Greenwood. I mean, last season played 31, scored 22 and 6 assists. It was a very good season for him. Even make sure that Marseille qualify for the Champions League. So he will be playing Champions League if he's not going to leave. Let's see. I said he can leave because looking at Marseille is not going to win League One anytime soon. Looking how Monaco now this season is now preparing their team, and then of course I expect PSG to win that league even this coming season. I think it's just going to be like that. They're going to win. They have the young squad, Nuno Mendes, and all of them, João Neves, all of them. They are still young. So you expect them to dominate the League One, if not the whole of Europe this season. So all in all, guys, and then Darwin Núñez, it seems like on Monday, is it Monday, guys? Yes, on Monday, when we spoke about this issue, I said it's clear that Núñez is going to join Liverpool. He was open last transfer. Even on January, he was very clear that he can join. He's open to go to Saudi League. Now, of course, I expected him to just wait for Al Hilal when they beat. He will just leave now. Now Liverpool and Al Hilal, they have agreed the deal, 53 million euros including add-ons, I think so. Darwin Núñez now will be part and parcel of Al Hilal, which we're going to play. That is why I said we must be ready to play against Darwin Núñez next year. But for us, if we really going to look for a winger, because however it seems like Al Nassr this year they want to get a winger, the player is going to play in that position again of Angelo. For me, Angelo needs to needs someone who can rotate him, but we need a world-class player who's going to play that position, and then another player which is for me the right winger. But defense as a whole, but we have 2 centre backs. Maybe we can get a centre back according to, but let's not forget Christian Andreas Christensen. Barcelona left him behind yesterday in South Korea. It was a mistake according to the rumors, but I just hope that mistake lead him to Al Nassr. But the Barcelona fans love him, love this player. It seems like they prefer him, this player, Christensen. But if Al Nassr pushes for this player, it's not a start in Barcelona. It seems like Hansi Flick is not the favorite player for Hansi Flick. So if they concentrate and bite, get him and push this, maybe they might get this player. I'll be happy if the Al Nassr sign this kind of a player, because he'll play as a centre back, but again he gives you that opportunity, that lane to play, for you as a coach to play him as your left back. So therefore, and Otavio, there's nothing now for Otavio, but Otavio, of course, now everything points Otavio leaving Al Nassr. Therefore we go into, and when we get the player, I hope we get the player which is going to play, because next year is the World Cup. So our 1-2, let's just exclude Otavio and Laporte, and then Mane is going to, you expect Mane to go and play the World Cup. So it's Mane and Ronaldo and Joao Felix. They're going to be part of the World Cup. It's going to be a long season for these players next season. And this season, which is the next season, of course. And then after that, I don't know about the Saudi Arabian players, because Saudi missed the opportunity for a direct qualification, so they have to go and play the playoffs. So we'll see about the Yaya. We'll see Yaya and then other Saudi players. But for the European players, I don't know if Marcelo is still part of Croatia. I will check, I will confirm with that. But if Marcelo is part of Croatia, therefore it's going to be Marcelo, and it's going to be Ronaldo, Felix and Mane. Bendo is going to be part of the Brazilian squad. It's clear he's the third goalkeeper of Brazil. So Bendo is going to be part of that, and then of Brazilian squad. But another player which have to improve, they have to improve. That is why I'm saying we must get those players, the 2-3 remaining players which we can sign if we have the chance, who's going to be one of those world-class players, so that they can represent us well, for them to be elected and go and represent their countries. We're going to benefit, of course, from that. But Angelo and Leslie, they must improve, because if Angelo wants to be part of the Brazilian squad, he must multiply what he has done last season. He must multiply that by something. I don't know how much, but he must do better. On the last game, he was a little bit quiet. He was quiet on the last game. I don't know, he was overwhelmed by the presence of Joao Felix. If so, he must understand that Al Nassr is starting to be a big team. And of course, talking about that, one other thing about Al Nassr is that Al Nassr now, the way they are doing business, I'm very proud with Al Nassr this season. The way they tried it last season, but this season, I mean, we were linked. Luis Diaz were linked to Al Nassr. It seems like Al Nassr was interested on him, but they didn't bid for him. They waited, and it seems like they are negotiating behind closed doors to understand if the player is interested to come to Al Nassr, and that is a very good start as Al Nassr is now building itself as a bigger team, one of the big teams in the world. Because Al Nassr now is number one, coming to follow us after European, out of Europe actually. So you will understand, if they do business, they must do business as now a bigger team out of Europe. So with their status, they can't just go and bid for any player without understanding the attitude of that player. If the player wants to come to the Saudi League, the player wants to come and play for Al Nassr, they must understand. And then with Bruno Fernandes, this was a link they never bid. Now with this player Mason Greenwood, there's no bid. There's no bid for Anthony, and then there's no bid for Chabot. There's no bid for Christensen. So big players, very big, huge players. But Al Nassr now they have look at this thing as we have this thing. We can bid where the player is saying, yes, I want to come. And then look, they bid for David Hanko. It was a clear, Hanko agrees with personal issues with Al Nassr, and then Al Nassr agrees with Fernord, and then they bid then that's why I said I think it was a decision between the previous coach and the previous management. Now the deal ended up being cancelled, because I think the coach he prefers someone else, not because immediately after coach cancel, we were linked to Jeff Chabot, and then now clearly it seems like the interest on Andreas Christensen is clear. And then again we are linked now with a different player, in that one in Aston Villa. So it tells you now about Pau of Aston Villa. It tells you now that therefore now the coach is taking control of the signing of that centre back. Of course, I was interested on David Hanko. We talk about him, we talk the way he attacks and everything, but of course it seems like it was the decision of the coach. But the way Al Nassr is doing business now is very good. I mean, from here we will, but again, guys, however, I don't think we need more improvement on our player. We have the players. We need them to improve actually, not to improve the squad with buying players. But we can buy 2 or 3. Yes, we can buy 2 or 3, but we have players. As you watch Angelo, look Angelo when we play against Al Ahly, and look Angelo when he plays against Al Hilal. I mean, even in the Champions League last season, I mean, Angelo, we have the player, still young, but we have the player in Angelo. We need to push him. We need to push him to give us his best. We need to push him. He got potential to become the best player. So we'll see him this season. And we have the good squad, a young squad. Leslie 20, Angelo 20, Joao Felix 20, 25, Bento 25. Wow. This is going to be a very, even Nawaf Al-Akidi, our goalkeeper, if you look at Malik Al-Jada 21, this is going to be Al-Ghabari, not Abdul Harim, 28, I think it's 28 now, 29 this season, this year. I think 29, yes, but of course, even the centre back which we signed is on his prime, Sharari, 29. So it's gonna be a very good season according to me. But tomorrow we'll look at because tomorrow we are playing Rio Ave, a Portuguese team. They are playing in Primera division of Portuguese. Rio Ave last season, it was not their season. They were not good last season, but will play Rio Ave. I want to see Leslie on that position. I'm interested on Leslie. I'm interested on Yaya. If Yaya again is going to start on that position or as a right back, I'm interested. Of course, we know now that our centre backs, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. But we'll have to look and then, guys, be focused on how Al Nassr is going to move forward on the winger and then a centre back and a right back. I don't think we can sit here and hope for a goalkeeper, but I don't think we're going to get a goalkeeper. But for me, Bento, if Bento get a right coach like this coach, I think Bento can be something. Because Bento coming from Palmeiras, he was a very, he shows the world his potential. Chelsea was looking at this coach and then we just go in and buy him. I think we promised him to become a starter, and I think Chelsea buying him, I think they will by that time they will send him to Strasbourg. I don't think he would go to, by that time, be part of Chelsea in the Premier League, but I think they would buy him and send him somewhere else. But I think if we can concentrate on that, we have a good player in Bento. If we can try to develop him, because in most cases he affected us, but in most cases he saved us. You see, it was that pressure of almost every player. You can't count Ronaldo. Ronaldo, he grows, or he become a better person when he's under pressure. But for other players, it's not the same as Ronaldo and other players. But then he breaks on those. It was a pressure for him last season for almost all of our players. So this season, he got a new coach. So even a new centre back in front of him. So we'll see. But all in all, guys, this season, Al Nassr, I think on the 10th it will be their last game in Europe, and then they will move to Asia, because unless they will move around Wednesday next week, because on the 19th, and on the 19th is the following week after the coming week, on Tuesday. So Al Nassr will play the Super Cup in Hong Kong. So all in all, guys, like this video, guys, and then ring the notification bell. Thank you, guys. Bye.